Coming up on Mountain News this morning, 2 amendment votes on this year's ballot could the way the Commonwealth operates. And Corbin opened with its 2nd season of harness horse racing this past weekend.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Thank you for joining us this Monday morning. I'm Madison Carmouche. We're coming up on 6 o'clock on this Monday morning. Today is October 14th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast. I think I got so used to putting my jacket on last week, it was just second nature this morning. I didn't almost forget or half walk out the door and shiver to myself to run back in.
Well, you're going to have to keep that up this week. You're definitely going to need those coats as we continue throughout the next couple of days. And you don't have to worry too much about the fog this morning, thankfully, though. So there is one good thing is fog won't be an issue on your commute, but those temperatures definitely will. So make sure you're bundling up this morning. Current temperatures are in the 50s right now. Some areas even seeing the 40s. That's something to be wary of this morning as you're heading out the door. If you're looking at the high temperatures though today, luckily it won't be too bad. We're getting up to that 60 mark for a lot of the area, but this is a very big contrast to yesterday's temperatures in the 80s. We're mostly looking at the upper 50s and low 60s for today, so it won't be too terrible, especially with those chances for temperatures tomorrow being in the mid-50s. But as you look at that 12-hour forecast for today, we'll be sunny up until that 2 p.m. hour where we slowly creep up to that high temperature. Sunrise is at 7:41 a.m. and I'll have the ARH 7-day forecast in a couple of minutes.
All right, Megan, thank you. There will be several choices to make on this year's 2024 general election ballot in Kentucky. Citizens will vote yes or no on 2 amendments. Some counties and cities will also have the question of whether or not to allow medical cannabis operations. Knox County Clerk Mike Corey says you can request an absentee ballot now.
Currently, we're doing absentee balloting, and that's been quite heavy here in Knox County. Citizens can apply for an absentee ballot through October 22nd. That would be the deadline for an absentee ballot.
You can vote early in person beginning October 31st. Corey says they have already sent out more than 600 absentee ballots. And with the election less than 1 month away, one of the amendments you'll see on the ballot in Kentucky is the Kentucky Constitutional Amendment 2. It asks voters if they are in favor of giving the General Assembly the option to provide financial support to students outside of the public education system.
This is an issue of public funds are for public schools, and our system should not be further damaged by defunding public schools.
Folks on the other side say this is a misconception and public funds are for the public good. If the majority of Kentuckians vote yes, things would not automatically change for the public school sector, but it could open the door for legislators in support of it to propose what other systems those funds could be allocated to. Now, a closer look at Amendment 1. That amendment deals with allowing only U.S. citizens to vote, and supporters say the ballot question simply seeks to clarify confusion in what is already the state constitution. Lawmakers in favor of Amendment 1 say they want to make sure only U.S. citizens are casting ballots. But one former state representative says it is not necessary, claiming people who vote in Kentucky are those who are eligible to vote.
You know, we probably should use some different language. Certainly we know that minors cannot vote. You've got to be 18 to vote in Kentucky. Again, I just think that language is probably inappropriate today.
The ballot will include a description of people who cannot vote, including the description, quote, idiots and insane people. A group opposed to the amendment will host a news conference and rally Monday in Frankfort. The 2nd season of harness horse racing had its opening day Saturday at Cumberland Run in Corbin. It is one of 3 horse racing tracks in Kentucky, and some of the best riders and racehorses in the world came to compete. Hundreds of folks came to enjoy a day of racing and betting while the children enjoyed a carnival. In its 2nd year, the race has been a benefit to not only the people of Corbin, but local businesses as well.
Yeah, we're a partner with the business community, community. We're a strategic partner with the city of Corbin, the city of Williamsburg, Franklin in the central part of the state. But you're exactly right. It's all about fun, entertainment.
Officials with Cumberland Run say having the track in Corbin has led to an increase in horse trainers in the area. With the fall season in full swing, a common activity is going out to a pumpkin patch. 3 Mile Creek Farms in Jenkins hosted the opening weekend of its pumpkin patch. What started as something just for Rob Elkins' family roughly 5 years ago has grown to something that is fun for all families in their community.
It is such a blessing. We love to hear the sound of children on this farm and enjoying animals and learning about farms and Kentucky life, and we have people come from other states, and it's just a blessing to hear the sound of children on our farm.
All of the money raised from the pumpkin patch goes toward rescued farm animals. The pumpkin patch is open every Saturday and Sunday in October, with a Halloween bash happening on October 27th. In Pikeville, members of the LGBTQ+ community and allies came together for a celebration Saturday. Pikeville Pride is an event that creates a space for the LGBTQ+ members in Pike County and surrounding areas. It is a place where they can feel safe and accepted. Folks listened to music, ate at vendor stands, and got to enjoy live entertainment. The event, which started in a small parking lot, has now grown to one that hundreds of folks attend.
Pikeville Pride to me is a story that we tell that we matter. And that first little pride was a spark, and every moth around has been attracted to it because it tells the truth that we already knew, that we matter.
During the event, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman gave remarks.
A look over in Pulaski County on KWAY 461. Not much going on, no fog, and not much traffic either. But those current temperatures are a little chilly this morning. We're in the 50s for the most part. Some areas in the 40s, 47 in Monticello and Manchester. And if you're in Irvin, 46. Earlier it was 49. Those temperatures are starting to drop now that that cold front is starting to take its form and continuing to cool down those temperatures. Our forecasted highs for today, though, will be warming up to the upper 50s and low 60s as we continue out through the day. Majority of the area being in that 60-degree mark. And as you head out the door to the bus stop, luckily temperatures will be warming up ever so slightly. We do have nice clear skies, but by the time you're heading off to school, about 51 degrees, and by the time you're heading home, around 60 degrees. Madison?
All right, Megan, thank you. And thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, new CBS News polling shows a tightening race for the White House amid yet another security scare outside of a former President Trump's rally, this time in California.